Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Yes, okay. We continue talk about human body parts. Today we'll talk about eyes. How many eyes we have? Do you remember? Two. Yes, of course. And who have three eyes? Do you know who have three eyes?
Fish.
Teachers have three eyes, two and one more in back. Okay. Our eyes help us analyze world around us. So eyes. Today we'll talk about eye structure and how we can see and what we do for protect our eyes. Firstly, our eyes is complicated organ and complicated with eyeballs and axillary parts. Some first of the things you'll notice around your ears, pair, ears, and all around parts like eyebrows and super sensitive eyelashes, and that eyelashes triggered relative blink. Now, like you on the street in the store room. Blinking. Do you know about blinking? What about blinking? Do you know what it is? Blinking. Blinking. Моргание. Blink. Blink. So, eyeballs have the eyeball is spherical like ping pong balls and diameter have 2.5 centimeters. And how we can see and how does eye work?
How does the eye work exactly? And is it really true that seeing is believing? The human eye is pretty extraordinary. It has more than 2 million moving parts and can move faster than any other muscle at less than 1/100th of a second. But when it comes to your vision, the way you perceive the world is actually thanks to your brain. First, light enters the eye through the pupil. The muscles behind the iris squeeze and stretch the lens to focus the light onto the back of the eye. This is the retina. The retina is covered with sensitive photoreceptors called rods for dim light and cones for bright light. The focused light hits the retina at a small pit called the fovea, which has the highest density of cone receptors. We often compare our eyes to cameras, but they actually work quite differently. Our peripheral vision is very low resolution. We only see in full resolution at the small point of our fovea. But we barely notice it because our eyes are constantly refocusing on what we want to see, like a high-resolution spotlight. Pixels, or picture elements, are the tiny illuminated squares that make up a digital display. If 2 pixels are close to your eye, the retina sends 2 signals for the brain to interpret. Farther away, 2 pixels prompt 1 signal. That's why a TV screen can have a lower pixel density than a smartphone, but seen from farther away, it still appears seamless. When stimulated, the rods and cones send signals to the optic nerve and back to the brain. Then, all of that visual information is processed to create the picture you see of the world. Unlike a camera, your brain can actually fill in missing information. For example, your eyes automatically blink every 3 to 4 seconds. In fact, that means your eyes are technically closed for roughly 10% of your waking hours. Thankfully, your brain fills in those gaps so you don't feel like the lights are flickering on and off all day long. There's a lot we still don't understand about the complexities of our visual system. As technologies continue to innovate, the line between illusion and reality could start to blur. And when it comes to how we see the world, there might be more than meets the eye.
Your eyes photoreceptors convert light energy into impulse, and the brain can understand it. So, next we have game. Who want to play the game?
Me.
Come on. Now. Sit down, please. And we use eyes for analyze world. About 17% information about world we receive with us, our eyes. And how we can live without our eyes? So what is this? Поднимай руки. What?
Onion.
Onion. Okay, you're right. Potato, yeah, you're right. Cucumber, yes. And next. Kiwi, yes, you're right. And last. Yes. You're right. Yes, you have great intuition. Thank you. how we can care of your eyes. Do you know, maybe your parents say you don't watch smartphone, and maybe, do you know it's dangerous for your eyes? Yes, why? It's true?
Yeah.
Let's watch why this.
To be able to see things clearly, your eyeballs need to be a certain shape. Today though, around half of the world's kids have eyeballs that are too long, and as a result, they have blurry vision. Welcome to Minute Earth. Most babies are born with short eyeballs, but as a baby grows, their eyeballs get longer. The lens and the retina get farther and farther apart. By the time the kid is about 6, their eyeballs are just the right length for the lens to be able to focus incoming light and form a crisp image right on the retina, rather than focusing well behind it. At that point, the brain sends a signal to the eyeballs, telling them to stop growing. But starting a few decades ago, many kids, like more than 90% of kids in some countries, these kids' eyeballs continue to lengthen well past that spot. As a result, instead of focusing light right onto the retina, the lenses in these kids' longer eyeballs focus light on a point in front of the retina. From there, the light spreads back out, causing them to see a fuzzy image rather than a crisp one. For years, most scientists thought this was happening because of screens. Or more specifically, because kids were spending most of their time looking at things only a short distance away. You see, our eyes focus most easily on stuff in the middle distance. In order to clearly see stuff far away, the muscles have to work to stretch the lens in order to bring those images back to the sweet spot on the retina. And in order to clearly see things close up, the muscles have to work to smush the lens to bring those images forward to the sweet spot on the retina. Scientists wondered whether kids' eyeballs were growing extra long to shift this entire range farther back, allowing them to see close-up stuff in focus without having to use their muscles, but leaving their eyes unable to focus on things far away at all, no matter how much they strained. But recently, we found that kids who spend a lot of time parked in front of a screen don't necessarily have longer eyeballs than those who don't. Instead, it seems that the likely culprit is the hormone that carries the stop growing signal from the brain to the eyeballs, or really, a lack of this hormone. We still don't totally understand how the entire signaling process works, but we do know that our eyes need to be exposed to a certain level of light in order for the hormone to form in the first place. Kids today, who only spend about half as much time outside as their parents did, simply aren't getting the light their eyes need to create enough of that hormone and give the stop growing signal. As a result, their eyeballs keep lengthening past the sweet spot, creating an epidemic of blurry vision, the likes of which the world has never, seen. Luckily, there's an easy solution for future generations. Go outside to watch your YouTube videos.
I will remember you in the way you'd want me to, but it's hard to come to terms right now. The sunset looked today as if it knew you'd gone away. Now it's night, I hear the rain crash down. Oh, I'd cry, but this is more than just my pain. Oh, I should be a shoulder, not a burden. And it's time for me to call your son again and say,